Welcome to Reread. Today we're going over book 9 of the X-Wing Rogue Squadron series. This one written by Aaron Alston. It's called Starfighters of Adumar. This is a great one, except for the first 3 pages. This is the forced breakup of Wedge and Qui, and it's 3 pages long. Qui and Wedge are sitting there, and Qui goes, "You know what, Wedge? We're not meant to be. I'm sorry, but we fell in love just because of the situation warranted itself, and we were never meant to be." And Wedge goes, "You know what? That's funny, because I was going to come break up with you. So yeah, it was never meant to be. Friends, friends. Oh, yay!" And that's it. It's like, hold on. This relationship that we have invested in for a couple of novels now, you're just going to end it on 3 pages? Like they both agree and just say, okay, well, we're broken up. You know, and Wedge isn't upset about it either. He's glad they spoke up. He's glad they'll be friends. Blech. Basically, they should have said, hey, we need to wrap the breakup up pretty quick because Michael Stackpole and Aaron Alston think that Elia is good for you, okay? Because she's got more vowels in her name than consonants, so she's got to be better than Qui, right? I guess. Oh, wait, Qui has more vowels. Maybe he likes women who have more vowels in their name than consonants. Either way, I hated that when I read it, and I still hate it today. It's so forced and obvious that no, we don't want Kevin J. Anderson's hookup. We want our own. Okay? None of Kevin J. Anderson's, would-be love interest ever made it. And I do think at the beginning, regardless of what anyone says, I think the writers all wanted Zahn's approval, and Zahn did not approve of Kevin J. Anderson early in the day. And now they're all friends, but I think back then they did everything they could just to kind of sabotage and take apart everything that Kevin J. Anderson neatly put together. Because again, I liked Wedge and Qui, but no one else did, I guess. So, all right, I'm in the wrong there, I guess. Either way, this has a lot. Other than that, this is great. This is great. General Kraken sends Wedge, Tycho, Hobbs, West, Jansen, all the All-Star team on an ambassador mission to Adumar, where they revere great pilots. And but also when they get there, the Fenrir, who is one of the 181st, the original 181st, and then when Baron Fell left, he kind of took over. They're also on the planet. They're both vying for Adumar to either join the Rebellion or the Empire. Now the tables have turned. Now the New Republic, excuse me, not the Rebellion, but the New Republic has now had the upper hand. The Empire's on its heels, reeling, and they need to keep planets into, and so they're now trying to play nice instead of just take over a planet, because they don't have the resources now. And they're wanting the planet because they make great proton torpedoes, and everyone needs proton torpedoes. So it's imperative. Tomer, who is the ambassador there, who later on, Wedge correctly guesses, is also a secret rebel agent. He works for intelligence there, and is trying to say, hey, watch your P's and Q's around this, people. We need this deal. We can't have it go to the Empire. We already have the upper hand on them. We got to, put pedal to the metal. We cannot let the Empire gain any ground, and getting these proton torpedoes could be damaging. Anyway, we just defeated them. This is one way they can build their empire back up. And I get what Tomer's saying. I get why the mission is so crucial. But he's asking Wedge to do dishonorable things and cheat and, whatever. Wedge, all these pilots, they find out the pilots of Adumar, and I love this. They suck. Their starfighters are subpar, and they're not very good pilots. But they think they are, because in their own mind, they love to pilot starfighter pilots. Yeah, but they're nothing. They're like Bush League, So Wedge is just tearing through them, because the whole thing, there's a weird little culture here, and I like it, where squads will challenge you for honor, and it's to the death. Well, the TIE Fighter Squadron has no problem with that. They love killing people. And, it's okay with the people of the planet because, hey, that's what happens in duels. People die. But Wedge starts convincing them, hey, let's do simulator deaths. That way he doesn't want to hurt anyone. And that's not looked as honorable or whatnot, and that's why Tomer says, hey, you need to just start shooting them down. If they die, they die, Wedge. Come on, we cannot lose these proton torpedoes. And Wedge's like, no, that's awful. How dare you speak like that? Anyway, I'll get to the end of Tomer in a minute, but Elia is in it. She's on the planet as an operative. Of course, in 3 pages, they both fall in love, and cue the heater. Anyway, he says, when did we stop being friends? She went, oh, I don't know, Wedge, we just got separated years ago, and I have my own job, you have yours to do. He's like, was it Q? Because, or Qui, we're broken up now. She says, yes, I know, but I don't know, Wedge. I just, it was not because you fell in love with her, but because I knew that when y'all were together, I'd miss my chance. None of this makes sense, right? Because they're broken up, so now you got another chance. Well, anyway, Wedge, just go. I just need you to go. So he leaves. No. if I leave, that's the biggest mistake I'll ever make. And so he runs and he kisses her. She says, why didn't you do this a long time ago? And they're in love with each other, just like that, because the authors wanted it to happen. Anyway, speaking of some good scenes, there is a character called Hallis. She has 2 heads. One is a holograph head of like a 3PO unit, and she's a really fun character. A lot of fun stuff happens with that, especially when the 3PO head kind of starts repeating everything she said because she got pushed over by one of the Imperials, and it hasn't been working right. And then she has to detach it all together. A lot of good jokes were made from that because I can't remember, Tomer came in and goes, where's your other? You look different with one head. She went, I know, I'm told that. He went, what happened to your other head? She went, well, I met this guy. He didn't have a head, and I figured, you know what? He can borrow mine, my extra one, since I have 2. And Tomer looks at Wedge and went, they're rubbing off on you in the wrong way. And I love that. And of course, everyone is full of jokes because Aaron Alston here, and so they're all funny and appropriately so. There's a great scene where Wes Jansen challenges someone to a fight. He's a nobleman, great at swords. And Wedge's like, are you sure? And Wes goes, yeah, I have a feeling about this. And so Wes Jansen, you think it's going to be a big duel, right? Because Jansen's thinking, that's no problem. Jansen easily takes him out, like smashes the hilt of the blade into his face and just knocks him kind of silly at first, and then trips him down and just disarms him immediately. Like the fight took 0 seconds. And then when the noble tries to take out a dagger, Wes is talking with his back turned and then turns around and, spin kicks it out of his hand and everything. And Wedge's like, what? He went, well, if they're not good at, piloting, I figure hand-to-hand combat they're not that good at either. It's really true, and it's great. I love that. Again, there's a lot of great scenes like that. There's one where, the Praetor, whatever, that's the king or ruler of the planet, he declares Wedge, he exiles Wedge and Rogue Squadron, impounds their X-Wings, said you have to go off on our little blade, they're called blade vehicles or whatever, they're subpar Starfighters. He went, and now everyone can kill you. Like there's an open contract out. So like basically he sentenced Wedge to death. And so people are going to be trying to kill them on their way to the hangar base. Once they get to the hangar base, they're safe, but how are they going to get there? And then Tucker goes, oh no, you're not going to make us dress up as women, are you? And Wedge goes, of course not. In the very next chapter, they're dressed up as women. He went, I knew it. He went, shut up. And Wes goes, who do you think's the best looking woman here? He went, I vote me. And Hobbs like, you would vote you. I mean, there's just so much comedy going on as they're dressed as women. Of course, they get exposed, barely make it to the hangar. What they find out later on is that Tomer set them up. Hallis had recorded a conversation, or found a recorded conversation, of Tomer talking to the Praetor and saying, hey, Wedge feels like he's dishonored the New Republic, and he wants you to do him a favor. Since he can't commit suicide, that'd be dishonorable, he wants you to, put him out in exile and put a death warrant on him, so that way he'll die with honor. And the Praetor says, oh, that is very honorable. Okay, I'll do so. But when Wedge gets the upper hand, gets the Praetor to not surrender, because he can't surrender, so honor would have him abdicate the throne to his son, and his son will order a ceasefire, since his son didn't start the war in a way. So his son can do a ceasefire without losing any honor. And eventually, of course, the Empire loses. The New Republic gets the contracts. Ilya, I don't care how you pronounce her name. I'm done with her name. I think she's a stupid character. She and Wedge tell each other, I love you so much in this book, because everyone's like, look, we love each other. Yeah, okay, I get it. After he just broke up with Qui. We'll see how long that relationship lasts. Oh, wait. It actually lasts a long time. Now, besides Wedge's relationship, I do really love this book. I think it's hilarious. It's an easy read. It's a smooth read. And it's so much fun. Again, Wedge's relationship out of it, you take that out of it, and this is an excellent book. Maybe one of the best. Well, no, I still like Iron Fist best. But Starfighters the Adumar is excellent. All right, folks, that's it for now. See you next time.